It's the regular season finale this Saturday. The Tiger Football Report, brought to you by the Green Turtle, starts now. Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose. And Coach, this week the Elon Phoenix head to Towson. They're coming in. They have no chance at a winning record. But what they do have a chance at doing is knocking you out of the playoffs. So you know they're going to be motivated. For your team, no motivation needed, because they know 1 week again, do or die.
We talked about that. We talked a little bit about a history lesson. If you guys recall, a year ago, we went down to Elon when I think they were the number 4, 5, 6 team in the country and hung 40 on them to make sure that we were going to get into the playoffs. And that's not lost on them. There's a pride factor that anybody ever puts on a helmet. So I know they're coming up here. They're extremely talented. Their quarterback was a freshman player of the year. He's a gifted passer. They're extremely dynamic all over the place. So just another week in the CAA.
Let's talk about Davis Cheek. The one thing that's impressive for him as a freshman, he's only thrown 6 interceptions all season long. And normally freshmen are guys that throw 15, 20 interceptions. He's not doing that.
Not at all. He's extremely well coached. He's got a great release. He's got great vision, and he knows where he wants to go with the ball. He's a very confident young man. Put all those things together, you got a pretty talented quarterback with good stats. I happen to have a pretty good quarterback that's got pretty good stats too.
You do. But back to Cheek, he also spreads the ball around. So it's not like he's looking at one guy. He's got 3, 4, 5 receivers that he will go to.
He understands scheme. That's it. And we used to joke about the number of guys that we've had that have caught balls in the span of a season or a game. He's just like that. And it's not, oh, I'm going to throw to this guy because he's my guy. It's, I'm going to take what the defense gives me. And the guy who does that is the guy who doesn't force balls. He takes the short ball, as you say, you take what you can get when you can get it, so you can get what you want when you want it. And as long as you're taking it, the easy ball in the early part of the game, later in the game you can go where you want. He's already figured this out at a very young age. He's going to be a very, very good quarterback in this league.
New coaching staff at Elon this year, how much of a difference do you see scheme-wise as compared to what they were doing last year?
Defensively, they're close to the same, a little bit different, but the defense coordinator for last year is now the head coach there. Offensively, they're a little different, but still the same mentality. They're going to try to run the ball. They're a good running football team. They're going to spread it around. They got some talent on the outside that they can get the ball to that are really talented kids, really consistent. And they've put points up against some really good football teams. So, like I said, it's another good football team. It's another challenging offensive stop.
One thing that we've seen, and we talked about this last week, you guys have started to huddle up on the offensive side. But there's been a change on the defensive side, too. Your coordinator, Eric Daniels, was up in the booth. Now he's down on the field. Mm-hmm. And it seems like since he's made that change, that your defensive numbers have improved. Is there a correlation there?
Energy. And he and I had actually talked about this, along with the conversation about the energy of the kids on the sideline. That those kids, as me calling the plays on offense and him calling the defense, that those guys feed on our energy, what we're like. And I think I told you when he got hired, I said that I see a little bit of a younger version of me in him on the defensive side of the ball. He's excitable, he's very thorough, he's very detailed, and he's invested in these kids more than just playing football. And they see that and they believe in him. And when he's around, they don't want to let him down. And when he's excited, they're excited. And that's kind of bleeding into everything we do in all 3 phases of the game.
Last week against William and Mary, they ended up with 270 yards of offense, but really in the fourth quarter, you guys were in your prevent, don't let them score. Mm-hmm. And they picked up more than half of their yardage in the fourth quarter. They only had 130 yards through 3 weeks. And that was 3 quarters. And that was a pretty good offensive team you played in William and Mary. Earlier this season, you were a ball hawking team. You're still a ball hawking team, but now you're adding that you've stopped the run. That makes you dangerous coming down the stretch.
The number of times that they got the ball inside the red zone and came away with nothing is some of the best numbers that we've ever had as long as I've been here. That whole bend don't break thing is going to a much deeper, stronger level. And now the minute that they get the ball somehow inside the 20, our guys, instead of getting worried, they get mad. And we're not only stopping them, we're taking the ball away from them. So it's getting better. You keep hearing me say this. We keep improving. We're evolving. We've evolved as an offense. We've evolved as a defense. And we keep getting better in the month of November. We got to find a way to win this one. But when you start feeling like where this train is going, it can really go. If we can stay healthy and stay on this pace, we can go places. And it's an exciting time to be in that locker room.
Your safeties have combined for 7 interceptions this year. That's a pretty good number for safeties.
It really is. The corners are kind of annoyed that they don't have anywhere near the numbers. And, Keon, as Sam, is clearly adding to our turnover ratio. But the statistics, whatever those stats are, which are cool that you get to talk about, which everybody else gets to talk about, that's neat and it's great conversation pieces, and our guys don't care about any of it. They really don't. They care about one thing, winning. They care about their team and their teammates being successful and winning. And the only stat that they ever care about is the W and L's. And because of it, because we've evolved to this type of team, we are dangerous. We are becoming more and more dangerous week after week. Nobody cares who gets credit. We just don't let each other down, play hard, and we don't want to stop playing football. And put all those things together, it's pretty exciting to watch.
Well, the Tigers will be playing football this Saturday at 2 o'clock at Johnny Unitas Stadium. Hopefully not for the last time this year. We hope you will come on out to the U and support this team as it's senior day, and some great ones going to be taking the field at Johnny U for the last time during the regular season, and Tom Flacco, Shane Leatherberry, and all their other senior cohorts. So we hope you will come on out to the U and watch the Tigers this Saturday. If you can't, Gordy Combs and I will have it for you on CBS Sports Radio 1300 and TowsonTigers.com starting at 1:45 with the pregame show. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report, and as always, go Tigers.